Okay, hello everyone. Welcome. We're excited to have you guys here and talk about our new Anrok integration. We'll give everyone a second here and then we can get started. Okay, looks like we've got a quorum. All right, so for our webinar today, we're just gonna give you some quick introductions of myself and Emily, and then she's gonna get into why we wanted to partner together and create this integration, what you get between the integration, and then we'll both show you a little bit of a live demo so you can see it in action. And then if you guys have any questions as we go, we'll try to answer those along the way, but answer them at the end as well. So a little bit about me. I'm our Director of Partner Operations here at Maxio, but was in accounting and finance before, so I definitely know the tax headaches that Anrok solves, which is exciting. And some of you may recognize me from webinars past, but have been on our product team and now lead partner operations.
Cool.
So,
Hey everyone, I'm Emily. I lead the product team at Anrok and really excited to partner with Hillary and the Maxio team today about this integration. And before we dive into the demo itself, I want to talk a bit about why we partner together and what gets us excited about it. Maxio and Anrok both exist to solve the same problem. We want to remove the manual work so SaaS businesses like yours can scale globally. A fun fact is that the average SaaS business pays around 4% of revenue in out-of-pocket costs due to tax liabilities. And as you grow, that risk grows with you, and you end up juggling two things: driving growth while staying compliant, which can be hard. And that's why Maxio and Anrok built this integration to offer you three core game changers. The first is automation. Tax calculation happens in real time on each invoice from Maxio. And Anrok uses tons of data points about your business and each jurisdiction to apply the right amount of tax automatically. So it's just accuracy built naturally into your billing process. The second is compliance. Tax calculation is only one piece of the compliance puzzle. Anrok also handles registrations and filings to offer you end-to-end tax compliance so you get the whole package. Third is global scale. As you grow your business, the complexity doesn't scale with you. As you add new states, countries, or products, as new tax laws come out, you don't have to worry about that with Maxio and Anrok. Anrok covers 100 plus countries, so you're compliant wherever you sell. And 100% of our filings are on time globally. What this all means is that you can focus on growth while tax and compliance runs itself. Maxio handles the billing, Anrok handles the tax, but with our integration, the data flows synchronously between the two. These are the four product pillars in how Maxio and Anrok build product together. The first is automation. We know you're really busy, so we want to do more of the work so you don't have to. Second is accuracy. Anrok has the industry's most accurate tax engine. Many customers actually switch to Anrok from other providers because of it. So you have zero revenue leakage. Third is visibility. Tax is really complex, and we are here to simplify it for you and give you complete transparency and control into everything. For instance, you can preview tax amounts before invoices go out, so you reduce reconciliation time and eliminate surprises. Last is compliance. We don't want to give you one piece of tax compliance. We want to give you the whole package. Anrok documents and has everything you need to be audit ready. So let's show you how this works, and I'll pass off to Hillary.
awesome. Okay. Let me share my screen here. And let's look at this all together. Okay. So here I am in Maxio, and I've already connected my Anrok account to my Maxio account, which you really just need an API key there. And one thing I'll go ahead and call out within Anrok is that your items are synced back and forth. So back to automation, accuracy, etc. The more that we have those together, the less you're having to deal with this. So we have all of our items, and you'll see in my example, we will use one of those items. So if I go ahead and create a subscription here in Maxio, let me pick a customer. And we have this one here. I'll just do remittance payment to make it easier, but let's select that product. So here we have that pro plan that we saw in our product list in Anrok so that we know that this will get the right calculation. I can even, let's give this a custom price. We'll charge them more, why not? Okay, so this customer here, we're going to charge them $500 every month. Before I even create this subscription, I can go ahead and preview this cost here. So I can see that $500 we're charging them. And then this sales tax is pinging Anrok to know what the tax implications will be, if they're taxed, if so, how much. So this is a Canadian customer. So in this case, we have it set up where they will be taxed. So I feel good about that. I'm going to go ahead and create my subscription. And you can continue to see this along the way. So we already created ours here. I can always come in and preview this invoice now that it's actually created and we created the subscription. And here's that $25 that we saw from the preview is still that tax amount that we see here. And this goes full circle because if I come back into Anrok and go to my transactions, here's this transaction that we just created. And so then that's automatically getting put into the Anrok system here so that all of your tax compliance is real time and up to date. So in a good way, there's not much to it in Maxio. You plug it in and then you have all of your taxes calculated for all of your invoices. And I will hand it over to Emily to show some cool things within Anrok that you get with being connected.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to share my screen. All right. So Hillary showed you the Maxio and Anrok integration, and I want to show you some additional functionality that you can do in Anrok as well. So after you've loaded your product IDs, you can see your transactions. Another thing you can do in Anrok to make sure your tax is calculated correctly is exemption certificates. This is a demo account, so not the same account that Hillary just showed, but you can upload certificates from your customers. You can also request certificates. So you can just put in their email and Anrok will send an email to them and they can upload it directly into your Anrok account. So that reduces manual work for you. Another thing that you can do is after you've done all your product configurations and your certificates, you can look on the jurisdictions tab, which is your single source of truth for all the jurisdictions that you're remitting or trying to remit in. And we tell you what the estimated exposure is of the different places that you sell. And not only do we do this in the US, but we also do it globally. And we have a really robust help center and tooltips throughout the product to give you, to share with you how to best approach it. And we also have an amazing support team that can help you along the way. We can also register for you if you have not yet. And so you can just go into our in-app flow, enter some questions, and Anrok will take care of talking with the jurist and getting your account set up. After you've gotten registered, the next thing for you to do is after you got your tax calculations is your filings. And you can come to this returns and payments tab where you will have your open returns. And each of these returns are continuously filled in as you get new transactions. So for instance, for this one, these are transactions that are added continuously throughout the month. So you can see how your returns are progressing synchronously. And you can approve the return and Anrok will file it for you. And you can also review all your past filings here. And you can have a really clear audit trail of what happened. We also have some other nifty features like a reconciliation page where you can compare what you've been remitting and what you've been collecting on tax and what's been getting out of your bank account. And we also have some exposure modeling tools as well. So you can see based on different tax rates or product configurations, what that would look like. And we also have a main dashboard that kind of gives you an overview of your Anrok account. So you can see your gross sales and your total tax exposure. So you want to get this down to 0. You can also see where your exposure is across the world on an easy to understand map. So that's an overview of Anrok and how Maxio and Anrok plug in together.
Awesome. Thanks, Emily. Okay, so we had a few questions come in, and let's talk about those. So we got a question. A previous slide mentioned invoices. So what about SaaS subscriptions? Yes. So the invoices get generated based off of that subscription that you create. So that will all be synced with Anrok. We also got, do customers in foreign countries have to be billed in their currency, or can it be our home currency? And both are supported there. What else? If you have a change on an invoice, it will update it. Yes. So like say you void the invoice, that will come in and be reflected in the transactions there. Does this work with core Maxio / SaaS Optics? So right now it's just advanced billing, but stay tuned. That won't be the case too long.
I think there is also a question about if there's a fee to register in the States.
Yes.
So Anrok does not charge you for registration. The registrations are free because we just want you to be compliant. However, each state has like a registration fee. So like that can vary from like $50 to $100. Like Anrok just charges you that directly because it's what the state charges us. We don't make any markup on the registrations themselves.
Awesome. Okay, and then we have Peggy talking about they're already an Anrok customer and a Maxio customer separately, and how those product IDs in Anrok will be uploaded to Maxio. So yes, that's all part of the initial integration connection, so that you're matching up those two and not doubling up your product catalog in either. But I think that is all our questions here. Yeah, well, anyway, if you have more questions, feel free to add them here and we will email you separately, or reach out as you always can to us on LinkedIn or to the Maxio or Anrok pages as well. And we will get any questions answered there. And you'll also get a link for getting early access to the Anrok integration, which we would love if you all are excited to sign up for.
Cool. I see 2 additional questions about tax. Is it all right?
Sure. Go for it.
So I think someone asked, as the exposure and has in consideration the economic nexus and the product exemptions. Yes, it does. That exposure number takes into account like your economic nexus, your physical nexus, because you can also integrate your HR system into Anrok, and also takes into account your exemption certificate. So it's really important that you upload all your exemption certificates so that we can calculate tax accurately. Let me see. There was another one. Now there's a couple questions coming in, so I'm scrolling up to where I was last. Okay. How easy to remove tax on invoice after receiving the exemption certificate? Yeah, so you can do a transaction retry. So if you already sent the invoice to the customer, they already paid it, then like that is like a bit difficult. You would have to like maybe like do a credit. But if you haven't yet, you can just retry and the invoice can like update and it will have the right accurate amount of tax.
Awesome. One I wanted to comment on, Peggy had a follow-up with, she was the Anrok and Maxio customer. So say you now have that integrated together, and then what happens with their accounting system. So like, let's say you use QuickBooks. How that works is that tax will get calculated from Anrok when the invoice is created, and then that invoice your ILIs like you're used to, and that tax amount will then sync down into whatever your connected general ledger is as well. And yes, you always get a email recording of the webinar. That's for sure.
I see that someone also asked if we process amended returns. So yes, Anrok, we do process if you by amended returns, you mean returns that you did with another tax engine and you want to amend them with Anrok, we do provide that service. And if you we filed a return and you look at it and you want something changed, we do have a process for that as well. Although the amendment rate is less than 1%, which means that our filings are extremely accurate. And is Anrok integrated with Paylocity? Right now, we are not integrated with Paylocity, but we're always looking to see how we can serve more customers, and we'll consider that for a future integration partner.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, love all the questions. Well, I think now we have done the majority. So yes, you guys will all get an email with the webinar where you can rewatch or send to anyone that couldn't make it, and then as well as that early registration link. So for a lot of these specific questions, et cetera, we can always do a personalized demo for you all as well. And thanks for joining.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you guys